everyone. Have a blessed day or have a blessed evening to all of you, my dear beloved fellow classmates, as well to our beloved and very kind Professor, Dean, and Engineer Sir Prince Disumimba. And of course, I want to thank God for this opportunity. And moving on, our report today is from the Module 6. And these are the topic for crop rotations, intercropping, cover crops, crop animal association, and designing cropping systems. And my part of this report is about crop rotation and intercropping. Well, first, what is crop rotation? Crop rotation is the practice of growing a series of different types of crops in the same area across a sequence of growing seasons. It reduces reliance on one set of nutrients, pests and weeds pressure, and the probability of developing resistant pests and weeds. What is the importance of crop rotation? Some crops have strong, deep roots. They can break up hard pens and suck moisture and nutrients from deep in the soil. Others have many fine, shallow roots. They tap nutrients near the surface and bind the soil. Second, crop rotation. It increases soil fertility. Legumes such as groundnuts and beans fix nitrogen in the soil. When their green parts and roots rot, these nitrogens can be used by other crops such as maize. The result is higher, more stable yields without the need to apply expensive inorganic fertilizer. Third, crop rotation. It helps control weeds, pests, and diseases. Planting the same crop seasons after season encourages certain weeds, insects, and diseases. Planting different crops breaks their life cycle and prevents them from multiplying. Another importance of crop rotation, it produces different types of output. Growing a mix of grain, beans, vegetables, and fodder means a more varied diet and more types of produce to sell. Next, intercropping. What is intercropping? Intercropping refers to the practice of growing two or more crops in close proximity. Growing two or more cash crops together, growing a cash crop with a cover crop or other non-cash crop that provide benefits to the primary crop. Purpose of intercropping: pest and disease management, profitability, and productivity. And there are four types of intercropping. First, row intercropping, strip intercropping, relay intercropping, and mixed intercropping. Row intercropping: growing two or more crops at the same time with at least one crop planted in rows. This can be beneficial in situations when using tall crops to reduce drought or heat stress of shorter crops by providing shade and reducing wind speed. Strip intercropping: growing two or more crops together in strips wide enough to permit separate crop production using machines but close enough for the crops to interact, for example, intercropping beans and maize. Legumes have a nitrogen-fixing bacteria associated with their roots. Consequently, they compete slightly with non-legumes for nutrients and in some cases even supply nitrogen to adjacent plants. Relay intercropping: planting a second crop into a standing crop at a time when the standing crop is at its reproductive stage but before harvesting. Example of transplanting: lettuce next to tomatoes plants or tomatoes next to ampalaya. The tomatoes will use the space that is not yet occupied by the ampalaya and is harvested about the time the ampalaya are branching out to cover the width of the bed. Mixed intercropping: growing two or more crops together in no distinct row arrangement. Some crops may also be sown as a border crop or as a trap crops at the edges of the main crop to reduce pests. The pests arriving in the field from the edges encounter the trap crop, which is strongly preferred than the main crop and stops. The trap crop may be sprayed with natural insecticide to control the pest before it moves to the main crop. Well, that's the end of my report. I hope you learned something and be blessed with this topic. Be blessed with different methods of planting. God bless you.
Report by Macdens Ulrich Isbutak. Cover crops. Every plant which cover the soil and improves the soil fertility, cover crop. It could be a leguminous plant with other beneficial effects, or it could be a weed characterized by its rapid growth and enormous production of biomass. The most important property of cover crops is their fast growth and the capacity of maintaining the soil permanently covered. The following characteristics make an ideal cover crops. The seeds are cheap, easy to get, to harvest, to store, and to propagate. Be of a rapid rate of growth and be able to cover the soil in short time. Be resistant against the pests and diseases. Produce the large amounts of organic matter and dry material. Fix nitrogen from the air and provide it to the soil. Have a decompacting root system and regenerate degraded soils. Easy to sow and to manage a single crop or associated with other crops. Can be used as fodder grains as food grains. This is an example of the cover crops. The example of cowpea as cover crop is cowpea, Vigna and Ginkgolata is an important grain legume throughout the tropics and subtropics. It has some properties which make it an ideal cover crop. It is drought tolerant and can grow with very little water. It can fix nitrogen and grows even in very poor soils, therefore compatible as an intercrop. It yields eatable grains and can be used as animal fodder rich in protein. It is quite resistant to pest attack. Subsistence farmers in sub-Saharan Africa usually intercrop cowpea in maize, sorghum, millet, and cassava. Other legumes used as cover crops are alfalfa, medicago, sativa, crimson clover, trifolium, incarnation, fava beans, bishop fava, and hairy beans, and bishop villosa. Example of the cover crop is alfalfa, crimson clover, fava beans, and hairy veg. Some cover crops are used to improve the soil structure and to add organic matter to the soil. Examples of non-legumes crops used for this purpose include barley, Hordeum vulgare, buckwheat, Fagopyron, Esculentium, oats, and Avena sativa, annual rye, and Lolium, multifolium, winter wheat, and Triticum aestivum. That's all. Thank you.
So, good day, sir. So, my topic for today is all about the designing cropping systems. So, cropping systems should be designed in such a way that the soil is almost permanently covered with plant canopy. In arable crops, careful timing of sowing and planting can help to avoid uncovered soil being wasted away during the rainy season. So, ang mga sistema ay pagtatanim ay dapat na idisenyo sa paraan halos permanenteng natatakpan ng canopy na halamang lupa. Ang arable crops, ang maingat na timing ng paghahasik at pagtatanim ay makakatulong upang maiwasan ang mawalang takip na lupa na maaanod sa panahon ng tag-ulan. After the main crops are harvested, a green manure crop may be sown on slopes. Crops should be grown in lines across the slopes. Rather than vertically, this can contribute incrementally to reduce the speed of surface water, thus erosion in crops which takes some time to develop a protecting canopy. Intercropping of the fast-growing species such as bean or clover can help to protect the soil in the initial stage of the main crop. So, matapos anihin ang mga pangunahing pananim, maaaring magtanim ng bedding pataba. Sa mga slope, ang mga pananim ay dapat na itanim sa mga linya ng mga slope. Sa halip na patayo, ito ay maaaring mag-ambag ng malaki upang mabawasan ang bills ng tubig sa ibabaw kaya ang pagguho. Ang mga pananim na tumatagal ng ilang oras upang bumuo ng isang protektadong canopy. Ang intercropping, lumalago ng mabilis na mga species tulad ng beans o clover ay makakatulong upang protektahan ang mga lupa sa unang yugo ng pangunahing pananim.